The studio lights were blinding, the audience hushed, and Mike Tyson boxing's legendary Knockout King sat across from the interviewer with an uncommon stillness that hinted at something deeper than the usual promotion or nostalgia tour. For tonight, he was not there to talk about upcoming fights or financial ventures, but to open his heart in real time on live television after receiving a deeply personal, handwritten letter from Ibrahim Traoré, a young man whose story had captured Tyson's attention and whose sincere words would soon break the fighter's famously iron facade. And though the show's producers had known something emotional might unfold, they couldn't have predicted just how profoundly Tyson would respond when the letter was read aloud for the first time, the camera lingering on every crease in his brow as he listened to phrases like, "Your pain gave me strength, and fighting my own battles, I found your story in prison and discovered hope." Words that seemed to crack open something inside Tyson, an echo of his own turbulent journey through youth, fame, and redemption. As the host's voice shivered reading the lines about Ibrahim's fear that he would never reach freedom and how Tyson's story became a lifeline, Tyson swallowed hard. His knuckles whitened on the table, and tears welled in his eyes, something almost unimaginable from the man who once wore the Iron Mike moniker as armor, while the audience gasped and leaned forward, sensing the gravity of the moment. In that instant, the atmosphere shifted. The conversation was no longer about legacy or money, but about human connection across generations and cultures. The way trauma and triumph can be shared through words, handwritten on paper, from a cell in one country to a living legend in another. And as Ibrahim's letter continued to speak of broken families, regret, and a quiet determination to be a better man, Tyson's composure unraveled, his voice cracking as he tried to respond, saying, "You give me strength, son. You remind me why I fought to show people change is possible," and the audience erupted into supportive applause, as if they too recognized the power such a moment held. The host, trying to balance professional protocol with the gravity of Tyson's reaction, gently asked about how Tyson first connected with Ibrahim's story. Tyson explained that a letter had arrived through his foundation from a young man now in prison in Africa named Ibrahim, who discovered Tyson's autobiography and had overcome addiction and self-hatred because he saw reflection in Tyson's mistakes and his transformation. And as Tyson recalled writing back that same night, offering words of encouragement, referencing his own regrets, the audience was silent again, hanging on every syllable of a man who'd made millions and caused millions, but now spoke like a mentor, offering redemption. And then Tyson, wiping tears from his eyes, paused to reflect on the irony that violence built his empire. But empathy now could save a life, and that realization seemed to shake him more than any jab or punch he ever took or delivered. The host softly suggested they invite Ibrahim onto the show via video call. As Tyson nodded, the screen lit up to show a young, earnest face trembling with emotion, and in audibly accented English, Ibrahim began, "Mr. Tyson, I am nothing without your example." And Tyson's tears fell freely now. The fighter turned philanthropist, clearly moved in a way he seldom allowed himself to appear. And he thanked Ibrahim, praised him for his courage, choked on emotion, saying, "You fought your hardest fight inside those walls, and you won. I'm fighting with you now." And Ibrahim's simple gratitude caused the room to swell with shared empathy, thousands of miles of distance disappearing in that shared moment of vulnerability. From there, the host asked Tyson how the experience had reshaped his perspective on his life's work. Tyson said simply, "I was the baddest man on the planet in the ring. But this helping a young man believe in himself, that's my real legacy." And he spoke of founding a mentorship program, saying Ibrahim's letter isn't just words, it's a mission calling me to widen the circle. And though the segment had been scheduled for 30 minutes, it stretched longer as Tyson offered to fund the young man's education upon release, and Ibrahim, overwhelmed, broke into tears himself, causing a ripple of emotion in the studio that felt rarer than any knockout punch. As the conversation wound down, Tyson shared candid reflections. He acknowledged his sins, arrests, failed relationships, moments of self-destruction, and spoke of the letter as a reckoning and a reminder that pain can be exchanged between people, healed in public, transformed by compassion. And while his voice trembled on more than one occasion, He stayed on camera, refusing to look away, offering a testament to what forgiveness and reconnection can look like in real time. Finally, the host invited Tyson to read a few lines from the letter he'd written back. Tyson's hand shook on the card, and when he spoke Ibrahim's name, tears clung to his eyelids. But he read, "You taught me that you're not defined by your past. You are defined by what you do next. I promise to do better." When the line finished, the studio was silent, except for Tyson's heavy breathing. The micro moment of authenticity stretching into eternity. And then a swell of applause, some people crying, many standing, moved. Not because a celebrity was shedding tears, but because they had witnessed a generational bridge being built in a medium known for surface-level talk and sound bites, yet for once delivering raw humanity. The host closed the segment praising both men, a letter connected to Lib Swan, a legendary former champ. One a young inmate showing that hope travels the hardest paths. Tyson, composing himself, offered one final word, "Keep fighting, son," then leaned forward and touched the screen lightly. As the credits rolled, social media exploded. #TysonTears and #Letter of Hope trended worldwide. The news shows replayed the footage with emotional commentary and declared it Tyson's most powerful moment, and Ibrahim's cause raised thousands of dollars overnight. That night marked a turning point not in sports, not in talk shows, but in how celebrities and real people can authentically connect, heal, and inspire, reminding audiences that even the toughest exterior can break open, and that, in the end, empathy may be the greatest knockout of all. Asterisk.